pretty much.
I'm recording now, too.
Hold on before you record.
I've already started.
He's
never mind.
What were you
he
gonna
goes
do?
to inhale to let out that N word.
Oh, I was gonna talk about what happened at work.
Oh. Well,
I mean, he doesn't have to show this part.
could cut around it. I can pause it.
Like, we can't wait.
All right, we're recording again. Said my final goodbyes. I can't wait.
They're like, we've been counting the days too.
Everybody immediately, as soon as I sent my email out, because I put my phone number on the email, immediately just text me. He's like, "This is my number," and I'm like, "That's cool."
Not gonna save that. I still don't. I don't have Trevin's number saved in my phone. I've known him for fucking 13 years.
I have Trevin's number
saved
in my phone.
Trevin's number saved in my phone, yet he's got my number. You know who else has my number? James.
What the fuck?
How did James get your number?
I don't remember. He did something and he acquired it.
Hell yeah.
The hat.
Eat all that pizza, baby. One bite.
I wasn't planning on that. All the cheese and stuff was coming off. I kept taking more and more bites to try and cut it, and it wouldn't cut.
I'm wearing a hat.
Do it again. Did that bite take you to Flavor Town?
Because I want to. Because
receding hairline, Cody. Bald.
Bald.
Sorry. Listen, he doesn't wear hats.
I see him wear hats while streaming.
This started in California because I got the hat there and I just started wearing it. And I was just like, maybe I'm a hat person.
This is like, I'm a hat guy.
I've always said I told Cassie one time, if I ever go bald, I'm becoming a hat guy.
Yeah.
Listen,
hats. The hat life is nice.
I buy hats proactively for the day I wake up and just all my hair is on my pillow.
I have 0 hats.
I have like 4 hats for some reason.
I wear a hat at work. Other than that, I don't wear one.
Yeah, but I have 0 hats. This hair better not leave because I am not prepared.
Listen, man,
I'm gonna be back.
It's gonna be an occasion to mourn if that hair ever leaves you.
Right.
Something purely good and wholesome in the world will have died.
Yeah, this stuff's been good to me.
I thought I'd be a hat guy when I got out of the military because I had to wear a cover like anytime I was outside.
You should be a hat guy.
And then I got, what's that mean? What's that?
Honestly, you should be a mask guy.
A hood guy.
I bet you did well in the pandemic. That's how I got Sarah. She was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Hey." And then they got home and he took his mask off. She was, "Wow, all right, I'm already here."
Well, you're here. No, but I thought I'd be a hat guy when I got out of the military, and then it was so easy not to wear hats.
You know,
I mean, it is generally a really easy thing to do, Collins, is to choose not to wear a hat.
Yeah, but you think I thought it would be hard because I spent 5 years wearing a hat.
Yeah.
I hate hats. Hate them. I like beanies. I wear my knitted shit all the time.
Yeah, I like beanies. I don't have it. I don't really have any right now.
I've got my ear flap beanie just waiting for whenever the deep chill hits and stays.
I have a problem with beanie because I lose a lot of heat in my head. So when I wear a beanie, my head gets too hot.
A lot of people do. That's
that's
the top. That is literally like the top place where heat leaves your body. It's top of your head.
It's a nice hoodie you got on. You lose a lot of heat in the head.
But when I wear a beanie, my head gets too hot, and then when I take the beanie off, my head's too cold.
My ears get cold.
You can never find a medium area with a beanie. Hold on, did you eat half a slice of pizza and then grab a different slice of pizza?
I ate the other one.
Oh.
He finished that. You gotta
I ate half that fucking piece of pizza in one go.
Collins,
the cheese
that wouldn't be the weirdest thing that someone in this room has done with a singular item of food, and we all know it.
Hey, look, I didn't eat that block of cream cheese.
You proved my point by knowing exactly what I was talking about.
I didn't do it, though.
Only because Sarah DoorDashed you Taco Bell.
And we roasted you for 15 fucking minutes for it.
I had no money, no food, and a block of cream cheese. It was either eat it or die.
How did you get into that situation? Like,
might died if you ate the cream cheese.
He's lactose intolerant. It would have just went right through him. He wouldn't have gotten any calories out of it.
It's
But my
just a
stomach would have
gross
been full for
mismanagement
45
of
seconds.
funds and food. That's what it was.
It was. I DoorDashed a lot during that time in my life, and I got broke really fast.
Yeah, them delivery fees, man. They add
Man, when I
up.
was down in Texas seeing Mom in the hospital, I DoorDashed 2 footlongs from fucking Subway, and it was $45 goddamn dollars.
Jesus Christ.
And like an idiot, I still said, bring this shit to me.
So,
Give me
you
my
know what's
footlong.
great is you say that, and like I was telling Cassie, because I have to go to Stillwater Monday through Thursday. I'm going to come back Thursday night. And I was telling her that I had an idea for food, and I was like, I'm just going to buy a foot-long Subway sandwich, right? I'll eat half of it at lunch and half of it at dinner, and it's only $10. And she just laughed and shook her head at me like, my God. It's like, you are something.
So listen, anyway, I got this plan.
I thought it was a brilliant idea, because I was like, it's only $10. I'll get out like spending like $35 on food.
I always have that plan, and then I just end up eating the whole footlong at lunch. I have big old fat zero self-control.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't have great self-control, man. We've had candy in the house, and I can't. I've eaten candy.
I can't be
I've eaten,
trusted
like,
with candy or chips.
I've eaten like snack size Snickers and Milky Way like at least 1 or 2 every night.
Dude,
for like a month now.
I remember when you and I used to go to the gym, Cody, and we would reward ourselves afterward with Subway. And Collins, I would get these fucked off monstrosities where I just had him throw the fucking kitchen sink on this bread. Cody's over there with his 6-inch that he liberally applied, or conservatively applied, his meats and cheeses and a bunch of veggies to. And by the time he's done with his, going, oh man, that hit the spot. I have already like crushed the wrapper, the bag, everything. That footlong, that whole thing's fucking gone.
You're a fucking Hoover for fucking long sandwiches, I guess.
Hear me out. This is my sandwich of choice now.
All right.
I get a footlong meatball marinara on Italian urban cheese. Add rotisserie chicken to it. Mozzarella, Parmesan, oregano, salt, pepper. Toast that bitch.
Who was it the other day that was like, you put salt and pepper on your sandwich? Was that Trevin?
Mm?
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Somebody questioned Collins about that. It's pretty good.
Trevin did.
We had that conversation, and then I made a ham and cheese at home, and I just looked at it, and I was just like,
saw the salt and pepper shaker there, and just
yeah, it's 100% what happened. I was just like, if this is terrible, I'm gonna tell him about it. If it's good, I might not.
You gotta like be conservative with the salt. You putting too much salt in there, and it's just nasty.
And I factored the fact that it was ham, so
you get a
but that shit was good.
Sub and you add rotisserie chicken to it.
Yeah, 2 meat. It creates like a spaghetti.
I just
creates like both a spaghetti and a chicken parm.
Dropping some more fast food
sandwich.
knowledge on us right now.
Like I said, this is some deep Collins lore.
If I go and get these Subway sandwiches, like if I legitimately do that when I'm in Stillwater for my lunch and dinner, it's gonna be like a rotisserie chicken, and then we end the meats there.
I think
I usually do the grilled chicken.
I think we need to swap shirts.
We're chatting, but the camera was on.
I usually do the grilled chicken teriyaki.
He needs the Flavor Town shirt.
He needs like this, but inverted, where it's like blue flames with a white shirt on a white shirt.
Where it's just like that shirt, but in negative.
Yeah.
You never edit it.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna add
So opposite
editing.
of fucking Flavor Town, Tastyville.
What do you mean actively?
Were we all eavesdropping on him there?
I was not trying to.
I was not trying to, but then it got quiet, and I was just like, well, as long as I'm here.
Sarah wants to show Zachary off, but we have this thing where we're not putting him on the internet.
So just take a picture of him and send him to the boys.
Yeah,
that's
what
we're not gonna post it on Facebook. It'd be weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
This is my friend's baby.
I'm gonna tell you this
Don't
right
tell
now.
my
I would go on
friend. He wanted to
Facebook
keep
and
his kid
y'all
secret, but
are posting pictures of my kids on Facebook. That's a different conversation.
Collins used to send me a baby pic of you, and I'll post it on you on Facebook and be like, "My boy has such the cutest baby," and tag Sarah in it, and that way she thinks it's Zach, and she gets really mad at me for a minute.
Smells like baby powder. I've actively posted up pictures of me, my dad, and Noah at 3 years old on Facebook, and minus the quality of the picture and what the environment around, it could be a time traveling kid.
Dude, like fucking, I posted a picture of me, my dad, and my grandfather when we were all in the military, and we all look fucking like the same. I look more like my grandfather than my dad. I'm just, 150 pounds fatter than he is.
Are we ready?
So you laugh at that, Cody.
You said it was such heat.
Physically,
My grandfather
and
was like
mentally,
6'6",
yes,
170, bro.
emotionally,
He was thin. Looked like a bean.
I'm not ready to roll new stats.
Let me go grab some more coffee. I'll be back.
Sarah just walked away with a very ick look on her face because Zachary is just actively licking her arm right now. No, it's on the desk. I needed to change my colors to pickle green.
What? Sure.
It's a thing. Just accept it.
I'm Pickle Andy.
I
Hey,
hit
honey,
the ground from 90 feet up and turned it into
What?
Pickle Andy.
do you have any chapstick?
Go fish.
No.
This coffee cup I'm using, Stevens, by the way.
Sad Cody noises.
Yo, if there was a spell to turn me into a pickle, I'd take it. I'd find a way. I'd take a feat and do something.
Would the
Wish.
CR of a pickle be
Oh, I
low
should be
enough
right
to
back.
use polymorph to turn him into one?
I'll be right back.
It's gotta be a beast.
I feel like a pickle is a solid CR0.
It's gotta be a beast with polymorph. I wish it was a bit more so I could polymorph. Fucking theme. Goddamn 5 each.
Maybe one D&D will change it.
That'd be cool, dude. I mean, I get it. What I don't understand is how a Spider King isn't a monstrosity, it's a beast, but Cody will not let me summon those. This should be a monstrosity. They have the same CR as a giant spider, but they're like 2 times better. They got like double the health, and they're absolutely horrific to look at. They're like the size of a mammoth, and they have human heads. But it's a beast and not a monstrosity.
I still remember the session that you finally summoned spiders, and they were just all pictures of Tom Holland.
Are we ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Pictures of... Oh, I never hid the pictures. Okay. We need to turn Kinku down really quick.
I can't hear Kinku.
Open your ears.
No, I forgot I muted it after last session.
Ears open, sir.
Okay. So, last we left off, you all made camp to tend to your wounds and rest after your escape from your captors. You learned a bit about some of the strange people that you travel with, and you set out to find your way out of the massive parchwood timber pits. You encountered a doomed, ghostly procession in the night, fought a group of blights guarding a diseased tree, and were attacked by a monstrous, twisted griffin. After dealing some heavy blows to the creature, it reevaluated its situation and grabbed Indy in its talons before taking off southward. We begin tonight as the ground leaves from beneath you. The startled faces of your friends dwindle away as sharp talons grasp your small halfling body and wind tears at your face, bringing with it a sharp smell somewhere between rotting meat and charcoal. You hear the wing beats of the massive beast as it begins to gain altitude. What are you doing?
I'm casting Fireball at its wing.
What are you actually doing?
That's actually what I'm doing.
Actually, this music is a little bit too tame for what's going on.
Are my arms free?
Collins opened up with smoke.
Your arms are free.
So I'm gonna lift up my arm and cast Firebolt at its wing.
Okay. Either. What do we got? That'll do. Okay, so you are attempting to cast Firebolt while you are held by this creature.
Yes.
I would like you to make the attack roll with disadvantage, please. Right, a 7 misses as the creature's body shifting in the air makes it hard to aim accurately in time with the beat of the wings. Your firebolt goes wide as you feel the talons grasping you grow tighter. And I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Okay. So feeling the foot grasping on you in an attempt to restrain and possibly crush you, you manage to put your arms out just enough to kind of stave off the most of the pressure, twisting your body as you do so. But you are still held firm, and you are now facing downward. You are now being held with your face in the front of your body down, facing the ground. Let's see. About another 6 seconds. You would guess that you're between 60 and 80 feet off the ground now.
Jesus Christ.
So Mr. DM, it used its full, at the end of what we were doing, it used its full movement to get away from us. Is combat initiative over?
Yes,
Or is
we're out of initiative. I wanted to give Indy a turn to see what he was going to attempt to do during this moment, and so now we are going to cut back to you guys as you are now watching the creature take off with him, and it is gaining altitude.
How far away is it?
So from you guys, let's see, you specifically share. It is about 80 feet.
Chase it. You're muted, Cody.
Oh, my bad. I guess what I would like to do is let me check something really quick. I apologize. Oh, Mr. DM, I would say just a reminder that the creature has fairy fire on it.
Creature does have fairy fire on it.
From last fight.
Okay.
I just remembered that. But so if I use my full movement of 30 feet and then I use my Blessing of the Raven Queen, I can get like right there.
Okay.
It's my second and last usage of the Blessing of the Raven Queen. And how high up in the air is it from me?
Let's see. So it snatched Indy from there, so it only. It's probably at this point in time. God, time gets wibbly wobbly during all this. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack what I told you, Indy. In this moment, the creature has snatched you, has moved along the ground, and is slowly gaining altitude. It's not like fucking shuttling off. So at this point, it'd probably be about 15, 20 feet off the ground because of its forward and upward trajectory.
Okay. If it's only that far off the ground, then I would like to throw a javelin at it.
Absolutely.
And if it's 15 to 20 feet off the ground, then it's within my regular distance, so I'd have advantage because of fairy fire.
Hell yeah, brother. Roll it. Yeah, that'll hit.
It's not much, but it's what I got
Hey,
in mind.
it all goes to the same spot, man.
Oh, minimum damage roll 4.
Oof.
Okay.
Right, that's what I had for Argo.
Okay, so you run up, coming out of what does, I don't know if I asked you before, what does it look like when you use your blessing of the Reborn?
Oh, it's it's probably like just a flash of like dark, like shadowy energy, and then like maybe like if some ephemeral feathers as he teleports.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as the ephemeral, semi-translucent onyx feathers flow down and around you, you drop into an athlete's crouch, ready a javelin, stand, step forward, and throw. And as the creature is gaining altitude, the javelin manages to bury itself in the meat, joining the wing to the body on the left side, as it lets out a shriek, and another spatter of that oily Icarus blood hits the ground as it flops in the air for a moment, but attempts to continue its flight.
Kill him. That's what I had for my go. Someone else can go now.
Okay.
Can I take my hand
Vessel?
axe that I had? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, Vessel or Dimple wanted to try anything.
I don't got nothing big planned. I would like to dash.
Okay.
That gives, I know it uses my action. That's another 30 feet of movement though, right?
We are effectively in a chase, so I am actually thinking about going ahead and redoing the initiative order.
Cool with me, whatever you want. I was literally just gonna dash. That was all I was gonna do.
It might just be better to keep it easier to keep fucking track of it.
I just don't. I've never used dash in game. I've only done it in Baldur's Gate, so I don't know how it's actually supposed to.
It doubles your movement. You're correct.
Okay.
Gotta move this guy real quick so I can add his turn. There we go.
Go away, ruler. Please.
Okay, so you were gonna dash, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and move.
Oh, I didn't grab
Move your
myself.
character.
It's gonna come right up.
Jesus.
Behind fucking Shade.
And
Sort of freaking out, like, what do we do?
All right, Dimple, what are you doing?
Dimple is gonna move here. 30 feet, full movement.
Okay.
And she's gonna take a shot at it with
Hell
her
yeah.
short bow. Still with advantage?
Yeah, would be.
Okay. Which means I
Damn,
get
that'll hit.
sneak attack.
That would be a sneak attack.
Very good.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
Fucking 17
Nice,
damage
nice.
to this thing.
Yeah, you guys have.
And it was fucked up before.
Yeah, it was.
I just love, like, you know, I like run, teleport, you know, I throw a javelin, like, you know, Cassie runs up, she like shoots it with a bow, we're like attacking, and then just Vessel runs up and just like, what's happening?
Vessel is doing the fucking Jack Sparrow run.
Just like that with my staff.
Just like,
I'm useless
Alright,
here.
So at this point, we've done the initial round of the chase, so let's go ahead and roll a new round of initiative for it. That will follow into the preceding rounds.
I did click my token, but it always never
Hell
works.
yeah.
Hell yeah, Collins.
I'm gonna do great, guys.
Alright.
Hey, Cassie did great.
that's a really spicy initiative, honey.
Yeah, it is. Goddamn.
I think that's the best initiative I've ever seen Cassie do, to be honest.
It is. It is. Honestly, anything over 11
You're a
would be
fucking
the best I've
damage
ever done.
hammer. You bring the might of the gods, but you have
Right,
to wait
like,
your turn.
whether she's a rogue or whether she's her paladin, like, it's just, yeah, she kicks like a truck, but, like, she gotta wait.
Yeah, my characters are like
Alright,
delayed
so
pain.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. You are 20 separated from Shade. So I'm gonna move you guys real quick so that we can kind of keep the spacing as this thing moves. Vessel was
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
right
gotcha.
behind Shade.
I was like, why did Dimple just move like 200 feet away?
Then Shade, you were what, 20 feet away from it?
Yeah, because it was like 10 feet in front of me, but like also 10 feet in the air,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay, so that's where we are now in the chase. We're just gonna kind of loop. We're gonna do a loop in background here, so I can keep track of movement. But now that the moment of shock and surprise has left you, your logic and your impulses are starting to kick in again. And Dimple, you come up ahead of the pack. So what are you doing? This thing is leaving a large trail of blood behind it. It is not having a good fucking day. You are muted, Cassie. Can anybody else hear her?
No.
I can't.
That's exactly
There
what
we
I
go.
did, yes.
She
I'm so
accidentally muted
sorry.
the mic.
Ah, okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's happened to all of us, man.
I did it 5 minutes ago.
Cody does it.
I was like, no, please.
So you're moving up, and are you taking another
Yes.
shot at it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it still fairy fired?
Yeah, Andy should still. About to say, it was your spell, right?
Yeah, it was my spell. However, Fairy Fire does only last for 1 minute.
Yeah, but it's still like it's only been
It's only been like
Oh yeah, that's right.
like
5 or
at
6
We
most
have
rounds.
like
yeah.
3
Yeah.
or 4 turns, and a minute's 10 rounds.
Yeah, so you're yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah,
lose
That's a good look at-
concentration.
That's why I got that mind sharpener.
Get that whetstone for
Okay,
the brain.
so
So, yep,
Go.
roll at advantage.
oof. Man, that was advantage.
That just hits.
Let's go.
Very good.
Think about
Ah.
griffins. They're big. They got lots of meaty bits.
12 damage.
God
Well,
damn.
that's max
Cassie,
sneak
stop
attack.
it.
Don't
As
listen
you
to him.
line up another shot, your tongue going to the corner of your mouth in concentration, you loose. Yeah,
That is exactly what she does. Like her focus is so stupidly cute. Like a child with like a sling.
yeah, your wings just buzzing, holding you as still as possible. and you let loose the arrow, and it sinks into one of the forelegs, gripping Indy. And you
She has,
watch
like,
as
the
the
sniper
muscles
exhale.
Yeah, the muscles in that foreleg contract as the creature screams again.
She like releases the arrow in between heartbeats.
Definitely. And that is my turn.
Okay. All right. Creature has an 80-foot fly speed.
Use all that 80 feet.
Zoom out a little bit here so I can see what looks going. Oh yeah, 80 feet's gonna take it to the edge of the map.
Wee.
Yeah, it's gonna dash, and it's gonna go ahead and do another 80.
Cowardly griffin creature. Big old puss.
So, you get your licks in, converging on the beast, thinking, this might be it, we might have it. And with a keening wail of fury, frustration, pain, and hunger, this thing takes off
This here Indy
into and up over the trees, as you watch just a tiny little bean of a boy flailing his arms and legs in its talons. And say at
Dimple just goes, well, he's dead.
Well, I was gonna say at 160 feet with the heavy canopy that this thing is cruising up into, you do lose visual contact with it.
But it's leaking pretty bad, right?
It is leaking very bad.
So are we able to see that?
And so,
Hey, blood guy. Follow the blood.
So
What do you mean
guys,
follow the blood?
We
Follow the
we
blood
have to
as they just
rescue
fucking
him.
Jack Sparrow fucking saunter off.
We don't have to do nothing.
you guys are out of initiative at this point.
We have to save him.
Why?
Because he's our friend. We fought together.
We just met the guy, okay? All I've seen him do is eat pickles and get captured.
I'm going. Fucking saunter off.
I just go, well, then you can stay here, and we're gonna go rescue him, and then we can meet up later.
Well, I'm not gonna stay by myself.
Torben is standing there and kind of looks between you and little lad did all right by me.
Jesus.
I'm going
Just
after
turn to
him.
Torben.
Yeah, right.
Where was your turn initiative, Torben?
Just go.
I've still my legs, mate.
Where's Pasha?
Pasha
Looming from the bushes.
Pasha is standing a little bit behind Torben, but he is messing around in a satchel that's riding up on his hip, and it looks like he is pulling sheafs of paper, rolled paper, and there is a grim and serious expression on his face, unlike the goofy, genial Pasha that you have been privy to previously.
Are you? Is that something to help?
Pasha was able to put finishing touches on a couple of scrolls over the last nights. Perhaps Pasha can help.
What you got, Pasha?
Well, let's go.
What you got, Pasha?
Fucking A-team out, man.
What's in the scroll? You should be putting it up. Should be taking it out. I just finished this. It'll help. Let me just stick it away.
Not help you. Help me get to town.
This is a scroll of invisibility.
All right. So you guys are. Does anyone want to make a survival check to see? It's not a particularly high DC, but to maintain sight of the blood trail.
Must say I just looked down at the massive bucket of blood. Just
Gross.
Because it is coming down through trees as you move as well.
So my survival is a 0.
I got a +2.
I also have a 0.
I will assist Vessel.
I clicked it and it didn't go. Oh, there it went.
Go ahead and roll again.
It like lagged.
Yeah, we'll take the 12. Like I said, it's not a high DC, but you are having to look high and low because splatters will occasionally hit the ground, or other times will have been interrupted by a tree. And so it'll either be dripping from branches, running down a trunk.
Jade just holds Vessel by his ankles and uses them as like a water rod.
Right, so you guys start making your way southward.
I have a stretch DM.
What do ya?
It's losing like a lot of blood, isn't it?
It is bleeding heavily.
I imagine, or what I'm going to suggest, I will have to roll a medicine check, which is fine. But would I be able to tell, due to the amount it's exerting itself and the amount of blood it's losing, if it's getting tired just by how the blood is getting spaced out? Because it's going to lose more and more over time, and its heart rate is going to slow. I'm also a blood boy.
You know what? I like that. Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
This blood is thick. He's losing the oxygen in it.
Blood's getting thicker here. It's starting to congeal faster. So with the 16, as you're going along, before I answer that question, as you are moving along following this trail, one of the first things you notice is that looking forward, whereas it's been a mostly level topography you've been moving through, with slight bits of hill scattered in between, the terrain in front of you rolls downward into a valley. And about quarter of the way across this valley, up in the air, you are able to see the beating black wings of the griffin in the distance, making its way. With that medicine check, as you progress and begin hitting the sloping terrain, you are noticing what you might see as indications of exertion or fatigue in the blood patterns that you are finding. At times, it seems that the spurts are sporadic, and at other times are slowing to almost an ooze. It's hard to tell.
We're all together. Is Pasha with us? What's he got going?
Yeah, Pasha and Torben are right in the mix with you guys. Gil, the half-elven blacksmith, is kind of leading Marta and Stilva, Torben's wife and daughter, with a kind of harried and nervous expression as he tries to keep pace with you guys. And you can see in his hand, his shaking, quivering hand, he is holding a blacksmith's hammer.
I'm like take a knee, like dip my fingers in the blood, like rub it between my fingers, and go. I believe it's starting to get tired. It's kind of like
Jade's just looking down at you. Just yeah.
Just looks down. Gross.
Back to my hunch.
The bucket of blood of the killer's. This bucket of the killer's blood over there. Gross. We're gonna
Sprayed Suggins into the wall.
We're gonna draw a chalk outline around the body so we know where it was.
So I guess we just continue to follow Vessel's blood tracker.
So the hill begins becoming steeper, sloping more severely downward, and after about another 15 to 20 minutes of careful traversal downward, you reach a sheer shelf leading down into this valley. You're about 25, 30 feet up from the valley floor. And the topography here, it's a sheer shelf of rock going down. It's like almost like a shale or a limestone.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to set a cliff.
So is this just so we're at a cliff, so it's like a drop off. It's like a 20
there's a
30 foot
drop off.
Okay. I pull out my 50 foot of rope because, unlike Dimple, I don't think the rest of us can fly.
Oh, I know I can't.
I mean, you could, just not very efficiently.
Is there like because there's like trees and whatnot, is there a nearby tree that I can tie this rope to?
Yeah, you could walk along the edge of it for a little bit and find a deeply embedded like trunk protruding.
I would like to do that, and then I'll climb my happy butt down.
All right. Go ahead and make a dexterity check to see how well you do on that knot.
I don't think I will.
Can I just add to this while Shade is climbing down? I feel like Dimple is specifically hovering beside him.
Oh, absolutely.
Nagging him.
Wouldn't it be a shame if that rope snapped right now?
Absolutely. And she's saying, she's still so mad that they're going after Indy. She's like, we shouldn't have even come here. We should just went the other way. He's one guy. You buy a man a jar of pickles, and now he's your best friend. I don't understand.
This is literally. I have to protect people.
Watch out, your foot's gonna slip.
Thank you. You tell me, Mr. DM, how good of a knot did I tie?
Well, you remember going on marches and being in the yeah.
I was in Weebelows.
learning the military tradition of camping in your past. And if there was one thing you learned quickly when having to set up the commander's tent, that man had a rigid expectation of how well his shit was to be secured. And by God, you took it to heart. That rope's not going to be going anywhere.
My time in the Corps, I learned how to tie knots and police mustaches. I will continue to climb down then while Dimple yells at me.
We're just going to piggyback off the natural 20 and say you make it down to the bottom with no issues.
So it's going to look at that knot and be like, that's a fine knot, and then look at his hooves.
Right, it's like
and look
like
at
a
the
slip,
cliff,
like a slip
and
shank.
grab the rope and go, I don't know how this is gonna go. And just start slowly going down.
Just snaps his arms out of their sockets. The rest of him falls.
Yeah, I have to worry about my hooves slipping, bro.
All right.
That's a good knot, Shade. I yell from the top.
Vessel, if you're attempting to climb down, make either an acrobatics or an athletics check for me,
Both of
please.
those,
Yeah.
Okay, acrobatics +1.
Wizard.
Athletics +1. We'll do a cartwheel down there. Oh, let's go.
All right. So you take a few breaths. You're like, all right, I think I've seen people do this, and you do probably a bigger jump than you should have to begin kind of almost rappelling your way down. But your hooves actually work to your advantage as they dig into the shale in front of you and provide you with just your own custom footholds as you quickly rappel your way down.
Let's go.
To where Shade is waiting. All right.
Have you done this before?
No, first time. I don't think I've done this before.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. And you loosened your grip so you didn't burn your hands on the... Anyway.
I mean, I wouldn't say a 10 out of 10,
Oh.
but you know.
Is there any...
As the three of you reach the valley floor, you turn to look ahead to where the trail continues, and you see what you can now recognize as a long, dry creek or riverbed. And this riverbed has been overgrown and infested with large, thorny briars. And
That's depressing.
And on that note,
Can I burn them with fireball?
hold that thought. Indy.
I want to smack it with my hand axe.
Well, here's the thing.
Being the spiciest dinner.
You remember flying at breakneck speeds, the wind pulling the tears from your eyes as you struggle to maintain oriented and get a sense of what you can and can't do. The creature's grip on you and your orientation right now makes it very hard to coordinate anything. And as you're gathering yourself to try and strike at it again, darkness envelops you.
I just pass out.
And about 5 to 10 seconds later, you hit the ground at a roll. I need you to make an acrobatics check, please. Okay, so you take a tumble, but find your shoulder in the roll, and kind of feel things scraping at you that you assume are rocks, but as you kind of come to a stop, your hand finds something of the same material, but it doesn't feel like a rock. It's smooth, but you find a jagged, sharp end of some massive bone in this darkness. And you do not have dark vision, correct?
I do not.
Okay, so you can see nothing right now. You hear the creature's labored breathing behind you. Then you hear the clacks of its talons on stone as you hear wing beats that then fade. And you are left alone in this dark expanse. What are you doing?
Can I light a torch?
Absolutely. You can absolutely light a torch.
This might be a little bit of metagaming, but based off of Cody's face, I don't feel like I should light a torch.
Light it.
Have you seen the first Godzilla
The
1999?
torch roars to life, and you can
Have you
see
seen
that
Pitch Black?
Yeah. Have you seen The Descent? And in the dim ring of torchlight around you, you can see the immediate walls of a cave, and the floor is absolutely littered with bones and pieces of carcasses. And those bones range from small to larger than you. and the bones themselves. I don't know why I'm still holding your torch. The the bones themselves are pitted and scarred, and upon closer inspection of what you see now is half of a large femur that you grabbed in the dark. The pitting, it's not just from scoring and scraping. It's almost like something melted and bubbled parts of these bones away. You are not
At this
sure.
point, I think you should count yourself lucky that when you spiked that torch, that like a million little creatures didn't just hiss and click away from the light. Like you've never seen a movie? Like you literally get dumped into a pitch black cavern where you feel bones, and you're like, I'm gonna pop some light.
To make sure
You know
these
what I know about
bones are
creatures that live in
bones.
dark caves? They like light.
Since you were brought in to perfect pitch darkness and tossed on the ground, you have no sense of which way you were facing when you entered. You have no sense of direction in this place. What are you doing?
About all you can do.
Yeah, just.
This is bad.
Dark as shit in here.
Just state
Well,
the
this is
obvious, bro. That's all you can do right now.
Well, this is
So
a
with
fine
fairy
pickle.
fire, the creature is outlined in a dim light that shines out 10 feet. Can I see that?
No, it is gone.
All right then.
You just got
That's
DoorDash,
scary.
dude.
He was just a fantasy Grubhub order.
What are you doing, Indy?
I don't know yet. Give me a second. I just got dropped. I still have my hand axe in my hand, right?
Yeah, you still
And
have
then-
all your stuff.
I'm gonna regret doing this. I'm gonna throw the torch.
Okay.
And now it's Ace Ventura 2.
Now the
So-
torch goes out.
Are you attempting to throw it as far as you can, or just giving it a toss? Because one of those will require a roll.
I'm gonna throw it as far as I can.
Okay. Make an athletics check. All right. So rear back, and you throw the torch. It goes end over end. The flame roaring against the wind resistance in the darkness as it clatters to the stone and rolls a bit further. And a bit further in, you begin to see the light reflecting off of more surfaces. It's not just the bones anymore. There's also metallic glints. There are almost gem-like glints in the darkness. But it's hard to make out from this distance with any finite detail, lit by the simple firelight.
I'm in a hole.
You are in a hole. What are you gonna do?
Playing some fucking windrows and get to work, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lick my finger. I'm gonna hold it out to see if I can feel some kind of draft.
No. You don't. Indy,
Yes.
as you stare where the torch was thrown, contemplating your next move, you see the glints off of a couple of those stones that you saw briefly disappear and then reappear. And then do it again.
You're so dead.
Bro,
Hey DM, can you put a second character sheet on my thing so I can...
please.
Do we have?
Just go ahead and pop that little
Please.
guy in there. He'll work on it while everybody else is doing whatever they're gonna do.
He'll work on it for
While
the
y'all
rest
go
of the
find my
session.
dead body.
Do we
Please,
have
dude.
dental records of him so that we can verify we found him?
Please do not.
If you ever
kamikaze yourself.
recover the jar of pickles, there is a half-eaten one.
That's true. We could cross-reference.
I'm
the
sorry.
bite
I'm
markings.
sorry. The mental imagery of Shade with a half-eaten pickle, like picking up skulls and comparing it.
I found him.
This-
And it's just
Nope.
the teeniest
Toss.
of skulls, too. It's like a
So-
spirit Halloween skull.
Just hide,
The-
bro. Just hide.
Las Porioric.
I don't know where to hide. I don't know where anything's at in this cave.
Don't-
I might go try
Well,
to hide in a
it's
small
almost
crevice.
like
Gonna be a
you-
mouth.
It's almost like you gave away your only source of light for the moment.
And it's over by the eyes. It's like, let me throw that over there. Oh, look at them. Oh, they blinked. Okay.
They're not moving, per se. They're not getting closer, nor have they risen nor fallen. They are just staring with the occasional...
Is it one set of eyes? Can I tell, or is it like?
At the moment, you only see two.
But can I tell if it's like one eye per thing? Can I see
No.
anything between the eyes?
Because they're far back enough that they are just catching the barest hint of your torchlight as it lays on the ground.
Don't move. Stay there.
I'm gonna assume they can see me.
What are you doing, Andy?
All right, this is gonna sound stupid.
Sure, let's go.
As opposed to the other things you did.
Those were galaxy brain ideas. Okay, back on.
I'm gonna grab a coin in one hand,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to grab my chisel in the other hand.
I mean, you know where your chisel is.
I'm going to hold them, and as quietly as possible, try to hide within the immediate area of where I am, just holding those in my hand.
Make me a stealth check.
I didn't roll a d20 before session, so I don't know how any of these are going to go.
That's no indication.
It is for me.
How do you make so much noise with a piece of gold and a chisel?
So, trying to keep your hands steady and quiet,
The
You
banjo
begin-
falls out of
you
his back
begin-
pocket.
very lightly feeling around with your boot along the walls to try and find an alcove or a stalagmite or something that you could try to hide behind, and your boot very loudly crunches through a skull. And that's where we're going to cut back to the other group.
I mean, Indy is very resourceful, Dimple. He will survive. Okay? He's seen these. He's shown that he's a forward thinker. He wouldn't do anything stupid.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Are we talking about the same guy?
Does anybody see any more blood?
Yeah, there's plenty of blood that's splattered on these briars, moving ahead towards the other side of this valley.
The guy literally used a lockpick as a weapon.
To great effect. He was able to use it as a spellcasting focus. I don't know how.
No, he wasn't. He gave it away.
Vessel's just.
He
I'm
said-
glad he did.
Yeah, he said, hey, I need a weapon. And then what did he do? He gave it away. I'm just saying. I'm not confident. I'm not confident. That's all.
Let's just keep going. I think Vessel found more blood.
All right, so this wall of thorny brambles is in front of you. How are you going to attempt to traverse it?
Vessel's gonna look at it, raise an eyebrow, firebolt.
Make me an attack.
Ah.
All right. So you pick a spot where you see it densely clustered, gather the energy in your palm and flick it. And it does, it scorches and begins catching, beginning to slowly burn away a section. But there's a lot of this stuff here. And doing it this way, while effective, may not be exactly efficient.
I can pull out my long sword that I acquired from those fellows we beat,
Those gentlemen that I beat the faces
and
out.
try to hack through the parts that he made slightly weaker by the firebolt.
Absolutely. Make me, let's just say an athletics check. See how well you hack and whack.
Okay. Hey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the two.
I can't wait for my natural ones in combat to come.
Yeah. The two of you set to work, and Torben appears beside you as well with his axe.
How did you get down the cliff?
I climbed.
You left the rope.
So
That's true.
you begin hitting a rhythm as Vessel just pours fire into the bramble directly in front of you, and you and Torben begin chopping your way through.
You know, I know we took a initiative towards trying to solve these problems, but I just love the idea of behind us is just with crossed arms, just Dimple, just so mad that we have not given up yet.
Oh yeah, not raising a finger to help out of protest. 100%. All right, so you guys keep on like that for a little while, and it does take probably a better part of between 10 and 20 minutes for you guys to make your way through this and to the other side of the riverbed.
A long time.
He's gonna die, man.
I'm pretty sure he can be completely devoured by it. Did we make it through though, or is it still on us? Or are we going back to the?
No, it's still on you for the moment.
Okay.
So you guys do make it to the other side of the riverbed and see that while not the same sheer drop that you guys saw, that you guys came down to get in here, there is a rising, almost stepped bit of rock shelf making up this side that goes upward. So it is going to be a climb.
Starting to feel like Dimple here.
I don't know what you're complaining about. I'm fine. Meanwhile, she's sitting on Shade's shoulder.
Right, like she could just fly up there,
She's
but
just
she's
swinging her feet, man.
Is it high enough for us? Are they
Yeah,
low enough
like-
for us to climb on, or do we
Yeah,
have to give each
it's
other
low
a
enough
boost,
that-
and then the other guy grab the other dude?
It's low enough that you guys, it takes you a minute, but you guys are making your way up it. Indy, You crouch down in your
Meanwhile,
hiding spot.
Indy's just in there, and all he hears from the shadows is, "I got you for 3 minutes."
Well, actually, what you hear from the shadows is an almost curious, warbling, clicking sound. As the two eyes blink again and then rise.
You're turbo dead.
The eyes now, in relation to where you are spatially crouched down over this broken skull, that totally didn't give away your position in the dark. It's probably
He threw a torch at this thing's face.
It's probably between 4 and 6 feet tall. Whatever these eyes belong to.
If you didn't want me to play a pickle-loving halfling artificer, you could have just said no.
What's the fun in that, Collins? And you hear the click of talons over stone as it begins lumbering slowly in your direction, making that same chittering, warbling sound. And as it passes into the pool of torchlight, you see something the size of a small horse. The skin of it is a sickly gray blue that is partially sheened in that same Icarus black excretion that covered the griffin that you fought, running down to drip over talons that are too large for the paws that hold them. The body sparsely covered in ugly, half-formed black feathers, as two far too bulbous eyes sit above a roughly fuzzy beak snout hybrid in this face as it sniffs at the air, making that sound as it continues making its way slowly towards you, the partially formed wings on its back tucked close, the tail with the, now you can see it's almost like a skeletal long fingered hand at the end of the tail, just twitching and flexing in as it waves through the air. What are you doing?
Pissing my pants.
Rolling new stats, bro. What do you think he's
Accurate.
doing?
Accurate and appropriate.
Crying.
Just eating all the pickles he can right now.
He's about to have to go toe-to-toe with a toddler.
2 of them, isn't it? Or is it just 1?
It's just 1. But it is the size of a small horse, and he is the wee baby boy.
You did, bro.
You're looking about like a 24 pack of Go-Gurt to this thing right now.
He's like, "Ooh, mother doth brought me a McDouble Happy Meal."
You're putting me in tight positions.
You threw
helps
the
you grow.
Nobody
Colin.
made you throw the torch at it.
It helps you grow as a player, Collins. You have to learn to roll with the chaos and accept what you bring upon yourself in this game.
Oh no, that was a bad idea. I'm a hide. Crunch.
And you also have to be willing to accept that sometimes the dice are out to fuck you.
Let's try talking to it, bro. Hey, man. I'm Andy. Do you want a pickle?
Huh. Can I still see it in the torchlight, or is it completely like gone
It
back
has
into the shadows?
passed by the torchlight now. It is now silhouetted with the torchlight behind it, and it is somehow more terrifying than seeing it in detail. It's about 30 feet from you.
I'm sorry, this is taking a minute. I'm just trying not to die.
It's alright, it's the pants-shitting terror. This is exactly what I wanted from this. That's how a DM knows they built the tension appropriately, is when a player can't fucking think rationally.
Accurate.
All right. This is a long shot,
R.I.P. Drappus.
but I'm going to try this. I'm going to use my magical tinkering
You act like that's the first one I killed.
on the coin. As quiet as humanly possible. Like, I'm just going to touch it. And that's all I have to do with my chisel. And I'm going to make it smell like me.
Okay, run that by me again.
So I've got my coin and my chisel in my hand, right?
Right.
Using my magical tinkering, I can make an object continuously emit a choice of odor or nonverbal sound. Winds, waves, chirping, like chosen from phenomenon perceivable up to 10 feet away. So, as quietly as humanly possible, I'm going to touch my chisel to the coin and make it smell like me. And then I'm going to throw it on the other side of him.
You're going to attempt to throw it past it. Make me an athletics check to see how far you chuck that thing.
Now I'm aiming to be within 10 feet of him. On the other side of him, though.
You want it to stop within 10 feet of him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With a 15, you reach back and you throw it. And we cut back to the others.
Oh my god.
That was big brain as fuck, though, like, legitimately.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. I
great.
totally support that. My only question is, why would you make it smell like you and not like some delicious like steak dinner?
Has it ever had delicious steak?
I don't know its food of choice. It only knows that I'm in there right now.
It likes meat. I'm pretty sure.
Like,
I mean, the bones would suggest, celery don't have bones.
but I mean, like, has it had filet mignon?
I'm hoping since it smells like
If it
meat,
smelled it,
gets
it would be
confused.
curious about it. It could just be like, God, that smells good. The smell's coming from over there.
Man, somebody teleported Gordon Ramsay into my cave.
I guess we're still following the blood trail.
Some
I don't know.
gourmet shit right here.
So you are making your way uphill now. And in the distance a little ways, you can see where another shelf of rock rises up. But you can see an opening in the rock.
Is that where the blood is at?
That does seem to be where the blood is leading you.
It would be. That would be.
So,
as you make your way towards...
I'm sorry, Cassie, I had a question.
What's up?
Because I feel like Shade would know that. Cassie, does Dimple have dark vision?
Yes.
Thank God. Could you imagine not having dark vision?
I got dark vision.
I know, right? Who would make a creature without dark vision that could then make goggles of night and then not make them?
Or like light a torch and then throw it.
You could have made yourself goggles, bro.
Yeah.
He gonna be wearing glasses the rest of the campaign.
So, making your way for the opening.
You have to save Tal'Dorei.
in this rock shelf, following the blood trail, The trees around you begin showing signs of more of that strange fungus
Not
that
today.
you saw on the tree the previous day. Don't give me that look.
One last chance. Shall we take a vote?
Okay. I vote that we go rescue Indy.
I vote to disagree with that.
I vote to go get the wee lad.
We're already here. We're so close. The blood's up there. We know what that is.
Vessel weeps softly and silently.
That once.
You know, Vessel's just looking at that cave, just like, I don't want to go in there, but I
got one spell slot.
Pasha wants to go get him too.
Hey Pasha, what you got? What's your scroll? What do you have? What you got? It's something that can help us.
Let Pasha look.
Pasha, open up it.
Yeah, let Pasha hit tab key.
I saw the white show up on Kevin's face.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's open up inventory menu.
use dark mode, silly.
It's the wiki.page page.
Am I the only person that has a dark mode like extension for his browser?
I do. It just
I
apparently
use dark
doesn't go
mode
to
for
this page.
everything, but it roll 20.
Pasha has one cloud of daggers. Magic missile. Ray of sickness. Pasha has featherfall.
I like lean over to Diplo and I go, I think he's making some of these up.
He should really go to the doctor.
And Pasha also has burning hands.
I think they make a cream for that.
I knew it was coming.
I knew it.
Shade, can you think of anything to do with any of that?
Yeah, but it all centers around finding the creature first.
Let's go look up at the hole. Now, is the fungus tree like in between us and like where we gotta go?
So, it's not just one tree.
Fuck me.
It is the trees all around you bear some semblance of this fungus. Given
Dimple is like
your
staring
last-
at Vessel right now.
Given your last interaction with this fungus vessel, it's not as dense or as concentrated. But you do think that, given past experience, your best strategy would attempt to navigate through the trees as stealthily as possible, trying to stay as far away from each individual tree along the path.
Our only option.
Y'all ever been in a fight within a fight within a fight?
It's like, what happened? So much we gotta do. I guess we should try to sneak around them.
Right. So, would you all make a group stealth check?
Absolutely.
I'm good at those. My dex is so high.
Make poor Ben. Hey!
I love how the only
Thankfully-
one who is gonna
Rogue v. Rogan.
Where is mine at?
Oh yeah, 6 is totally better
Wow.
than 28.
Wow.
Okay.
Did you say 6 is still better than 28?
In a sarcastic manner, yes.
You hush up, you fucking Dinty Morcan.
What the
You walking SpaghettiOs bowl.
All right. Well, Torben got a 10 and Pasha got a 12.
Curse these hooves.
But
Man, I'm in chainmail armor.
Dimple got a natural 20. So we are going to make that count for something.
Dimple is gone.
Her just flying up and over everything.
So
She's like, fuck you guys.
You're like, I don't know why y'all are sneaking.
Here's how this goes. You all begin creeping as silently as possible, trying to stay as equidistant from these trunks as possible. Somewhere along the way, you lose spacing, and Vessel, you bump into Shade, sending him a step towards one of these trees, and you watch as these strange fleshy pods on the trunk begin to quiver and then burst, sending a shower of spores in your direction.
This is the fucking flood?
As they are
You better hope not.
As they are about to overtake your position, a blur of bubblegum pink and the hum of wings slams into the smalls of your back, sending you both staggering forward into the next step, and it goes that way for about another 5 to 8 minutes of you continuously trying to correct course while a pink blur does it for you as each tree begins popping, sending more and more of these spores out until finally you stand at the bottom of this shelf with the portal of stone up at the top and look behind you as that entire span of the wood is now just filled with softly drifting neon green yellow spores.
Thank you, Dimple.
Could have been worse.
I just stare at Vessel because he's the one that bumped into me.
He's
Started
also the
the
one
chain
that rolled a
reaction.
6.
Just gotta. Sorry, I don't have toes.
I'm gonna be
What do
real
you
honest
say?
with you guys. I'm speechless. That was terrible.
You know I'm not the stealthiest of people. I'm.
That was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for both of you.
Indy.
You're embarrassed for us both. There's no reason for me to be embarrassed for myself. Let's climb up this rock.
That's not how that works.
Indy, as you release the coin, you watch it sail through the air, and it does impact within the space that you want it to and come to rest with a loud clinging sound. You immediately see the silhouette of this creature's head just shift and look over his shoulder with an unnatural, almost serpentine quality, as it then flows quickly in that direction to go and investigate not only the sound, but now the scent it is picking up. What are you doing in this moment? You are muted, Collins.
I'm gonna try to hide again.
Okay. I'm gonna say go ahead and roll again, because the creature, you are taking advantage of the creature's momentary distraction. Okay.
Maybe.
Not a hidey boy.
Cody's face.
Collins is just like, I'm gonna just bring a Doug to war now.
So you do manage
Andy
to
just
find
can't
an
stop
alcove.
slipping on.
You do manage to find an alcove along the wall, but in your panic, you hunker down, not really spatially aware of the hand now gripping the chisel in a reverse grip as the blade drags down the cavern wall behind you. with a scraping sound.
Did I get into the alcove though?
You did get into the alcove.
Is it a small area?
Uh-huh.
Can the big thing get me?
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
You're like a possum in a mailbox right now, bro.
And you hear the sound. That means you'll never die.
God.
So, Indy, you hear the scrape of those talons against stone again, the clink of the coin as it gets slung a little bit away, a couple of huffs, and then a chitter of frustration as you hear the sound of talons on stone again, and they are getting closer.
I'm gonna pull out another coin.
God. My man is scrambling for his life in here. And it's amazing because I thought I had a pretty clear idea of what you were going to do in this situation. And you have not done it.
You know better, DM.
You have not even thought of it.
Did you dare come up with something and really think to yourself, ah, yes, Collins. He's predictable.
Collins is probably the most unpredictable motherfucker in D&D.
Man's got that X factor in the worst way.
God damn it, Cody.
I'm a fucking Dilt Biffrin over here.
He is chaos theory incarnate, dude.
That fucking possum.
What sort of noise you gonna put on this piece of gold?
Yeah, what are you doing to this piece of gold, Indy?
Hold on one second. I'm trying to concoct a plan here.
Well, do realize that this creature is actively approaching you, so sooner would be better than later. The sound of the talons is about 15 feet away now.
I'm gonna... I know what I'm gonna do. Can I mimic the noise it made, but make it a little deeper?
Okay, so you are attempting to recreate the sound on a larger scale to emit from the coin.
Yes.
I'm going to say, give me an Arcana check to see how well you are able to inscribe and replicate this sound.
I'm proficient with Arcana checks. Please don't roll low. God! Give me a
Why would you
one.
say that?
Did you inscribe Don Knotts on this fucking thing?
You just hear,
There's nobody in here.
stop right there! So you do your best as your whole body is beginning to shake to inscribe the sound, and you throw it, and it's like a recording of someone doing an imitation, recording that imitation, and someone doing another recording of that recording of the imitation. And it is garbled, it is not clear, it is very weirdly modulated as it comes out of the coin. But you do see now, you are seeing movement in the darkness now as this creature is approaching the alcove with its head trained forward, looking at the source of the noise. It is not moving for it, but it is distracted.
What the fuck was that?
And it is within 10 feet of you. And that's where we'll cut to the other group.
Oh my fucking Christ.
Collins
All
keeps,
right.
keeps shitting his pants and putting it back in.
So, it's not the same sheer climb up this. Dump it out in the bucket, put them back on.
One of these will be my
So it's
last
not
one,
the
I
same
swear.
sheer. It's not the same sheer kind of a cliff that you guys came down. It is still. It's going to be a little more difficult to climb than the last bit of uphill. But you feel like you might not need climbing equipment to do it. So mechanically, I would like you guys to make me athletics checks to see how well you.
This would have really been nice if this creature could have just stayed at a Best Western.
We're climbing.
I am a wizard.
Did I hear that right? We're climbing.
Yeah, they're climbing. I say they're climbing because you're
you
not.
You fly.
I don't think you gotta climb at all.
I just wanted to check. Like, I didn't know if
Brother.
DM wanted me to make the roll.
Okay. The DC was 10.
Our powers combined.
So you guys begin going up, and each of you at varying heights of this wall find a loose stone and fall back down to the bottom, though it's not enough for you to take damage.
All right. Let's go.
I'll say.
Let's go again.
I'll say
No kidding.
A 3 or lower is where you would have started taking fall damage.
Thank God. Oh, there you go, Cody.
Now your turn.
Uh-huh.
Hey!
Alright. So
Well, we learned where those loose rocks were, and we corrected.
Yeah. Don't
And
grab
so-
there.
you kind of scan
Dimple
the cliff
watched the
face.
whole time. Just
you scan the cliff face, Shade, and you immediately like, okay, that one's loose, that one's loose, that one's loose, that one, and you quickly begin making your way up. And Vessel, watching this, you try and mimic his path as best you can, and the 5 of you crest the top of this after about another 10-minute climb. And you are now standing before a large cavern open set into the stone shelf. Doing.
After you, Shade.
I was about to say, yeah, silently, just the only sound from Shade is the rasp of the sword as it leaves its sheath before he just steps into the darkness.
Hell yeah. And I assume everyone else is following.
Yes.
Okay.
Clutching my
You all
staff
have
with
dark
both
vision,
hands,
so-
hunched over, just looking around.
You all have dark vision.
Thank God we got dark vision, right?
So you can see
Do you
that
imagine being in this cave without vision?
you can see that the opening narrows a bit, but it's still spacious enough for all of you to walk. And it begins taking you through a series of corners and turns and downward slopes and upward slopes. And it's about this time that you would begin to hear on the edges of your hearing a strange sound. It is a mix
God, this is
of
gold fucking
chittering
coin.
and warbling, and almost sound like the soft cries of a tiny human.
Just
As you enter a tunnel that widens a little bit, almost into like a vestibule, and you see a large dark shape directly in front of a cowering and terrified Indy.
Do we attack it? Should we attack it?
Can I tell this? So I have dark vision, Mr. DM.
Mhm.
So we see this, right? Can we see that thing looks like the gross griffin, but on a smaller scale?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely tell that this is a juvenile.
It's about to get tried as an adult.
Shade 2023.
I don't know. Could we scare it off?
Tried as an adult.
You can certainly try.
Uh,
You can tell me how you would like to try and frighten it off, and make me a intimidation check.
Or I could use my unsettling presence and just go, hey, because it works on everything as long as
Hey,
they're
buddy.
not constructs or undead.
You can certainly try.
Vessel's gonna step forward and start bleeding from the eyes again, and fucking.
Are you doing anything different with your form of dread to maybe
It's gonna be the same
play to
thing.
anything you think this thing might be scared of?
Probably dead, disgusting bodies. Probably doesn't work.
I mean,
It's a
it's a monster.
Like, that's literally what it eats.
If you have changes to make, now would be the time.
I don't know what it'd be scared of. It works. I mean, it works. It always works. Also, not undead or constant.
Okay. Well, we'll say in this instance, it's less about the visual and it's more about the waves of dread that come off of that this creature picks up. Is it a wisdom saving throw?
It is on its next saving throw. It has to make. It
just auto fails whenever it activates.
Whenever it makes its next saving throw of any kind, it does it with disadvantage. And it is
Okay,
and it is
but to
frightened.
be frightened of you, does the frightened status effect just happen, or
It
is
just
there a
happens.
save? Okay. So, as you approach this creature, your footsteps over the stone alert it as the head turns over the shoulder, and you watch as the pupils shrink down to pinpoints as it begins making this awful just cacophony of like wailing, chittering sounds as it scrambles back from you. It's actually going to move its full 30 feet back.
Let's go. Did it move away from the small
Yeah.
crying humanoid?
Yeah, it's about 25 feet away from you now as a group.
Let's go. Can we make out who the person it was in front of?
Oh yeah, you knew it was Indy.
Okay, cool.
You could tell. Cody.
What do you think anybody
Well,
else
that
would like to do?
thing. Well, I mean, it just backed off, right?
Yeah, it's back in the darkness now, and you can just Indy. All you can see is the glints off of its eyes. Again, the rest of you just see the barest shadow of its form.
Oh man, he doesn't even see us in the dark, does he?
No, he doesn't.
We're here to save you.
All he hears from the dark is, "Indy, get over here."
I think you're muted, Collins.
You're muted again.
I'm gonna sit there and try to, without provoking this thing, go towards the noise.
Good. Which noise? The voice or the noise?
The voice.
Pick the voice. Okay.
Good choice. So you begin kind of stumbling forward, doing the Velma thing, hands out along the floor and the walls until you feel a strong hand grasp your forearm.
Can't see without my NEGs.
as Shade reels you in to the point where you can just barely make out his face in the darkness.
I'm gripping his leg.
You're muted, Cody.
Oh shoot! I just got like my shield that's on my back right now because I've just got like one arm on his shoulder and one arm just like my sword just one hand just pointing at the creature as it backs away from the very frightening vessel. I'm trying not to think about how terrifying he looks right now.
We should all just back up very slowly.
All right, so you are going to attempt to slowly make your way back. Okay.
As long as Dimple doesn't oppose to that.
Let's see if the creature makes its wisdom save as you begin your egress. One modifier, so that's a 6. So it follows, but at a distance as you make your way out. One more check. Yeah, it's a 5. So you begin making your way out, and after a time, you notice that this smaller creature seems to have stopped following. As you begin making your way back for the mouth.
Thank you, guys.
We're here to help.
Straight just side eyes at Dimple and goes, "She's right. We wouldn't leave you behind."
Never. We're really glad you're
hear,
safe.
You just hear in the darkness, "What are you talking about? She was the one who wanted to run." We're all here for you, lad.
I got in there and I couldn't see. I lit a torch and I was trying to see if I could maybe throw it far enough to like see an entrance or an exit or something. There was no draft. I couldn't find my way out, and all I saw were those two eyes. And then it came at me, and I tried to avoid it as much as I could, but I didn't know what else I could do. I thought I was a goner.
Well, you're out now. That's all that matters. We can get out of here.
We should probably leave as quickly as we can
And
until Mama comes back.
You do begin to see the gradient of shifting light as you begin nearing the entrance to the cavern. You guys just full sending it out, or what do you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I would say continue.
Okay, so you guys step back out into the light of the forest, out on this rocky outcropping, and it's about that time you hear an impact above.
My God.
As you look
has
up
nowhere else to
and
take you, Collins.
as you look up and see the battered, bloodied, heaving mass of what was once a very proud creature staring viciously down at you.
How far away is it?
Well, let me show you. Would be about
My hand.
right there. This would more or less be considered.
Is this the exit or?
Yeah, that's where you guys came out.
Okay, so that's the mouth going in.
This is like the outcropping that you guys are standing.
Okay.
Me.
DM, would I still be by shade since I kind of like,
Yeah, you would be by shade.
That posture.
And I couldn't find a good picture for an Earth Genasi, so I just got the next. best thing that I could find. Not anything fit what was in my head.
Oh yeah, posture.
So, this creature is staring down at you. Let me double check, make sure it still has as much HP as it should. Oh no, we've got to take some away from. Yeah, he's not happy. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I sure hope I don't go first, because I really don't want to, because I have a plan. Hey!
Well, you're not going first.
Not going third either. Or second.
Natural 20.
Not a fan of that. How much health do I have? 'Cause I don't know. Well, alright. What's going on? What did I miss?
Check your general chat in the Discord.
Oh.
For this server.
Just to prove. I saw
I'll believe
your
you.
face. I saw your face.
Listen,
Okay.
this is. I have to give it to you because we didn't used to play with webcams.
All right. So top of the round.
Kevin was like, doubt me.
It is going to.
I swear to God, it picks me up again.
Why would you speak that?
Where's it gonna
Drop down right
take
next
you,
to
bro?
both of you. And it is going to make 2 attacks. One on Indy, one on Shade. As the 2 that absolutely fucking knocked its block off the last time.
Riggedy, riggedy, rat, dude.
Oh.
Tasha and Torben gonna be in the turn? Order, or are we just doing?
They just
That
eye
is
candy.
That is an 18 and a 22.
That hits me. I don't know about you.
Which one was on me?
The 18.
Well, that would normally miss, but I did say my shield was on my back, so I think my AC is a 17 right now, so that hits.
Oh no.
Alright.
I had to hold on to the halfling. He couldn't see.
Shade, you get the beak as that maw extends towards you. It almost peels apart into 3 separate pieces, the top splitting in half and the bottom opening up as it closes around you, and you take 7 points of piercing damage. Indeed.
Oh.
You're getting the claws. All right. So as it rears up and lashes out with one of those gigantic paws tipped with those massive talons, they tear into you across your chest and do 8 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Not getting away this time, little boy.
All right.
You've been rolling like dog water
The
all night.
ichor coating its talons seeps into your wounds, and you feel a flash of venom through your system, and you are considered poison. So what that means in
You're trash, halfling. Trash.
in game terms,
Ooh, buddy.
is... Check and make sure I remember. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. But
Poor bastard, man.
that is its turn. It is not going to attempt to fly away. It knows this is its last stand.
Jesus.
Listen, I know the tension is great, Bronson, but Jesus, keep it together.
Near death experience.
But it knows that this is its last stand to defend its home. So it is going to stay.
We left. We didn't even take a snack on the way out.
We took its snack.
That's fair.
We just walked out of its front
fridge.
door with part of its food.
And it is Indy's turn.
I am going to pull out my hand axe and try to take a swipe at it.
All right, make an attack roll with disadvantage. That is unfortunately a miss. As the terror comes to a head, you let out a defiant scream as you swing at it, as it just kind of steps back and out of the range of your axe swing, which you feel the poison in your system makes your swing weak and sluggish to no effect.
That's my turn.
All right, Dimple.
Just
it is your
having
go.
his worst day.
This is not the day to be just dog water.
Is there anything around that I could try to hide behind?
You're how tall?
8 inches.
I'm right by the cave now.
You're fairly certain you could find a large rock or a pile of bones that you could hide behind.
Okay. I would like to try to hide then. Bonus action
Probably
hide.
maybe around somewhere in this area.
Okay, so here.
Yes. Set up her bipod.
Okay.
Right.
I would like to. So, what is it? A stealth roll?
Yeah, that would be a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay. You feel like you slid into cover. You feel like you're hidden behind what you're posted up behind.
Okay.
Now we're about to say you don't have cunning action yet.
I do. You get it at 2nd level.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember if it was 2nd or 3rd. So
Yes.
yeah, so that was your bonus action. Are you going to do
Yes.
attack with your action? Awesome.
Yes.
Go ahead and make your attack advantage.
Didn't help.
That is unfortunately a miss as you line up once
Cody,
again.
give all the good rolls back.
Once again, your face screwed up in concentration as your tongue hangs out the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
Your little thorn arrow just goes a little bit wide.
Okay. That is she still hidden?
No,
Or-
your attack would reveal you.
Okay. That is my
You'd
turn.
have to hide again at the top of your. Shade, it is your turn.
Are we playing with flanking rules?
Yes.
Okay. So if I move there, would we be in the...
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you
Okay.
diametrically opposed.
Okay, I would like to skirt around the creature, and then when I get on that other side, while we're both harrying it, gripping my longsword with 2 hands, I would like to take a swing at the beast.
Alright, make your attack with advantage. That'll hit.
Sweet. I'm not going to Divine Smite. But I did max damage, so...
Did carve another hefty chunk out of this thing. It is breathing hard. There are gaping open wounds all over its body. The wing on its left side is tattered and torn. There is a steady flow of this mucus-like black sludgy blood frothing at its jowls as they heave open with the labored breaths. It is on its last legs. Which
Good.
brings us to Vessel. What you doing, Vessel?
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile on it.
Okay, so you get 3 of those.
And aren't they like? It's also a +1 to each one.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. I forgot they were +1. Well, holy shit.
2,
That'd
5,
be 7.
5, so
So-
another 10.
Yeah.
Vessel, how would you like to strike this creature down with your magic missiles?
Oh man, I would like 1 each to just like pin both, like 1 wing down to the ground with it, with that final one going right into its forehead.
All right, you send them spiraling out. They hit their marks. The scream of this creature turning to a gurgle as it staggers. Its hind end falls. Its body twists over onto its side as it thrashes a few times before stilling, slowing, and expiring.
My God.
You should have just let us be.
And it is as you observe the death throes of this creature, looking around at all your gathered allies, you hear another cry.
Is it the one behind us? The one in the cave?
No.
Oh god.
Normally creatures like this
I have no more spells.
have mates. Although you can guess now that the creature you just slew was the male, as the one that approaches is larger than the one that you saw inside, but is another full-grown adult. This is most likely the female, as it is not quite landed, but it is approaching.
I want to hide.
So you have the option to fight or flee here, but the decision needs to be made quick.
Run.
We need to run. We need to run.
Run.
Shade.
Run.
Shade. Shade.
Run.
She's packing up her bipod and her sniper scope.
I will, still holding the long sword in one hand, I will, against better judgment, throw Indy onto my back.
Actually, this thing would be coming this way.
I will throw Indy onto my back and just take off.
This
As
way
as Sure Dimple landed on my shoulder.
Okay, and this way
I'm
is
just a
southward.
taxi.
So
I was
this
gonna
is,
put
this
that
is
one
the
to
way
sleep.
that you were. Southward is the way that you were told is to the edge of Parchwood. So, all right, you guys are attempting to run. I need a group athletics check to clear this shelf to get back up onto a level running ground.
I did so good on the last one.
Dimple, don't even worry about it.
Okay.
God, fucking.
All right. So,
I hope I just grab this.
as you guys scramble up, Indy, your terror propels you forward. You've had enough of these things. You want a bed. You don't want to be in the fucking woods anymore. And god damn it, you want to eat another pickle. You're gonna live to eat another pickle. You scramble up this rocky hillside and up to the top. Vessel, you attempt to follow, slipping down as Shade comes up behind and basically gathers you in a free hand and hauls you both up and over as this creature continues its flight in. Let's say you are now all up here. As Pasha steps
Mr. DM.
forward.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Pasha steps forward, unfurls a scroll, and begins chanting in this deep, resonant voice.
Goddamn Elder Scroll, bro.
And underneath this creature, there is a burst and a spiral of wind as spectral blades begin encircling it in a vortex. That's a natural 20, but it does take. Let's see. Takes 11 points of piercing damage as it is buffeted by these spectral blades and lets out a screech as Pasha turns to look at Torben. Go, I will catch up! I will see you all on the other side!
Pasha's last stand.
Torben begin making his way up. What are you guys doing? You continuing to run?
I'll remember you, Pasha. I don't know which way to run.
Away.
Is Shade leading the charge?
It's this way. Just this direction.
Eh.
Alright, so you guys continue running. You hear the sound of the creature's cries as there is an almost soft detonation in the air as you look back, and the last glimpses you see of Pasha is this thing strikes down with its talons as a small cascade of sparks go off of a translucent quarter dome in front of him as he actually no, that's not from the scroll. It's as he casts shield and then unleashes another scroll and casts burning hands. You two, stop it. Quit your talking over there.
What? I'm listening.
Let's see. It's 3d6. Six. Oh yeah. Ugh, shitty damage. It's another 5 fire damage as you all begin running, taking off into the trees. And let's go ahead. King. You run for what feels like forever. You stop in a small clearing, catching your breath, looking around to see who all made it. And you are all there but Pasha. Anything you guys would, in this brief moment of respite, at yourselves.
Do you guys think Pasha made it?
I am incredibly conflicted about leaving because we climbed up that freaking cliff face, and then he was like, "I'll stay behind," and I don't know. We do, hopefully.
I'm sure he'll be alright. He had a lot of scrolls.
I mean, it took 4 of us to take one of those down.
He's a little bit more powerful than us, though.
A short rest.
About
this time, it's about mid to late afternoon.
Yeah,
I definitely need
probably.
a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to regain a
Fine.
spell slot.
Find yourselves a place to settle down,
Catch our fucking.
catch your breath, tend to wounds. If you guys want to roll any hit dice, you can.
I'm gonna use my arcane recovery, Kevin, and get back one first level spell slot.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down in a slump, reach in my bag and grab out a pickle.
And I reach into my scholar's bag and pull out my lore book to find out what the fuck that thing was.
Absolutely.
If it's in there.
Is there a role associated with that?
I don't know, bro. I just got a
Well, he pulls
lore
out his. Well, he pulls out his book aside to Template. Just go. I left my rope back there.
Vessel, let's do it this way. Let's make me either an Arcana check or an investigation. All right. So it takes you a little bit of thumbing through your book, but you do see a scrawling that looks similar to the creature that you just fought. And it is what is known as an Ickerquill griffin. These creatures have only been sighted in the vicinity of the Parchwood. From as far as anyone can tell, the lingering essence of one of the betrayer gods that was bound and banished during the calamity still lingers in this area. It tends to have an effect over long-term exposure to twist and transform things that come in contact. So the griffins of the area over time were twisted into these strong this way. They are extremely agile, extremely strong, and they, from the pores of their skin beneath their feathers, they excrete this tar-like ichor that serves as a venom as it flows down and over their and coats their claws, puts them in the subjugation.
See Vessel like thumbing through a book really quick. Stop. Hold it up right here on his face. Then lower it and go, I think we should get out of the Parchwood as quickly as we can.
Just slowly turn and look at him and go, yeah?
Yeah.
You hear the soft sounds, soft impacts on Earth as a wispy Earth Genasi form wanders to the rest of you, and he looks rough. He is disheveled, he is singed, he is cut up, but he is smiling. Sorry, Pasha, late. Ran out of scrolls, had to run. But,
Did you kill it?
no.
Is it following you?
No.
Are you sure?
Pasha lost it about 15 minutes back. But Pasha agreed, we need to go. This place is not good. Not good for Pasha, not good for anybody.
Can I...
And Pasha would very much like to.
Can I examine Pasha's wounds really quick and make sure you got nothing life-threatening?
Make a medicine check. What's up?
As he does that, Shade walks over to Pasha and like puts a hand on his shoulder and just kind of like smiles and nods and goes, "I'm glad you made it out," and then gives him 10 hit points from lay on hands with a flash of energy.
And with your medicine check, Vessel, you would see that nothing life-threatening, though there are some deep wounds that begin to knit themselves with Shade's help. And Pasha looks at you, Shade, and nods and smiles and said, Pasha felt bad that he did not have anything to help with before. So, was a project over the course of nights to try and be useful. Did not expect to try and, how is it say, solo this thing. That was scary. Pasha does not want to repeat. Pasha likes being merchant. Pasha shit pants, maybe a little.
Well, at least you wore the brown ones.
Always brown.
It's just, I nod and walk away and just whisper to Dimple, "He seemed like a badass until he started talking." I'm glad he's alive, though.
I just imagine he stumbles out from behind a tree, just like scratches, cuts, fucking hair is just like smoking,
right?
Like just a little bit of
just
a
has that big dopey ass smile, and then it just falls as he just lurches and vomits behind a tree.
Doesn't look cool at all.
Pasha is shopkeeper. Pasha is shopkeeper. Pasha is shopkeeper.
Pasha's just one brush with fighting. He just looks at, "This is what you do."
Maybe Pasha should change prices in future.
Indy, how are you holding up?
I don't want to be here anymore.
That sounds good. Let's go.
Right, so you gather yourselves and continue your trek southward, and it takes you to probably about to the last bit of light for the day.
Still,
you see the end of the tree line. You see where the Parchwood ends. Zoom.
Step out of the Parchwood, see a sign right in front of us that says "Welcome to McAllister, Oklahoma."
God, no.
No, we get to the edge of the Parchwood, and then it finally renders the next level fully, and there's more woods.
This is the Bright Woods. Oh, okay.
We're gonna step out of the Parchwood, and it's just gonna be Lord Farquaad's castle right in front of us.
Oh, well, hot damn, Duloc.
Damn, dude.
Believe this would technically, you would be coming out into the dividing plains.
Where's my map? Where's the map? Look at the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
Goddamn
I'm
tourist
the
over here.
map.
So
Didn't
you
realize
guys
I
would
was
have
traveling
come
with Dora the
out-
Explorer.
You guys would have come out
That didn't work.
just around where the Morin River Run exits the Parchwood. And Indy, you think you recognize this area, even in the low light of the setting sun. This is close to home. Terst Fields are just to the east, and then you have Drenna to the southwest.
I go over, I bump up to shoulders next to Vessel as he's looking up his map, and I look
How
in the
could
map
you
and
bump shoulders with anybody?
I didn't
shins,
say I
baby.
took a knee before I whipped out.
You
All
bump
right, my shoulder. I get in between him and the map and start jumping up to look at it. And then I crouch down and look, and then I jump up again and I crouch down. I'm like, I think I know this place.
Oh, there we go. That's better than the map I had.
If I'm not mistaken, we're not too far from my home.
Yeah.
And
Should we go there? Are there Ichor Quill griffins there?
There aren't, but my mom's there. I could get more pickles. Let's go.
All right. So you're leading the way.
I look at Dimple.
Or should we like stop to set up camp? Since you said it was getting
I'll
dark.
say it is getting dark.
I'm down to take. Spell slot.
Dimple, do you want to go to Indy's home?
Are you really asking me that?
You can whisper your answer in my ear.
Probably shiny stuff there.
She leans in slowly. And she goes, "No."
Well, then where do you want to go?
Well, it's not like I actually have a choice. I mean, you know, you ask the question, I'll go wherever you go, Shay. You know.
She wants to be asked to the dance. She doesn't want to dance.
I asked, and she told me to fuck off. I'm just... Shay just rolls his bedroll out.
So you guys spend about the next 20 minutes finding a spot to make camp for the night. The plains here, they're formed of mostly low rolling hills. So there's plenty of spaces in between these rolling bits of land where you feel like you could set up a camp that's kind of out of the wind, out of the open air, and more importantly, you feel mostly out of sight. Anything you guys would like to discuss? Testing.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to sleep as close as I can safely to the fire.
And he just drags his bedroll and lays it direct next to the fire.
Right.
Lays his head on one of the stones for the fire pit.
In one of them soft sleeping
Shade.
rocks.
Shay just sits down on a rock for his first watch.
Right. Pasha comes and sits. Fine, I'll fuck off.
Shit's still in pant.
He makes no attempt at conversation. He's just sitting enjoying the fire. Kind of looking up at the open stars now that there's not a thick, horrible canopy above you. Night sky is strikingly beautiful.
See the silhouette of something dark flying over it.
Right?
Specifically swoops down and takes a sleeping Indy.
Andy and Pasha.
Indy is in that fucking sleeping bag. It's like a calzone right now.
Little burrito. Alright, well, if there is nothing, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Shake.
Say it's not.
As the night goes on, you don't really see much in the way of movement, hear much beyond what you'd expect in proximity to a tree-lined forest. But most important, you do not hear the keening wail of any hunting in the skies. It is a comfort. And there is comfort in being in this open space now, where there is now more of a hope of finding civilization, getting back on track toward the life that you headed for when you were a ship. Thinking about all the possibilities that this journey pursuing that, your watch passes.
I survey all of the potential watch candidates. I hover at the smith for a moment and just go, no. Go to Torben. Actually, I am curious, aside...
Wait, Torben?
What? Yeah, but as I wake Torben... Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh. I was gonna say, is Dimple sleeping?
I don't know, is Dimple sleeping?
Yes. We're not in the woods anymore, right?
Correct.
I was just curious about that, because
So
she normally takes a watch, but I know she wouldn't sleep at night.
There are the tiniest of little sugar plum and gumdrop snores coming from where Dimple is sleeping.
Yeah, she is sleeping the sleep of the dead.
There is no dignity to it.
Nah.
Shade will give a
looks like
slight smile at
sorority
that.
girl after her first fucking rager.
Right, like Shade smiles. He thinks about reaching up and like adjusting her tiny blanket, but he knows that last time he did that, he got stabbed in the knuckle with a needle. But he thinks about it for a second.
Okay. And you said you wake up Torben.
Yeah, because like his vessel is passed out, she's passed out, Indy's passed out because he was all gnarled up, Pasha's all gnarled up. So the options are: do I wake up the scaredy boy Smith, the dwarven wife, and the daughter, or do I wake up Torben? So I pick Torben.
And you explain that to Torben as he's grumpy upon being awoke. But he
It's like,
gets it.
listen, our options are extremely limited. These are just a row of fucked up people and your child.
Fair point. Alright, get out of my fucking face. Let me wake up.
So I'm just looking at him with them black eyes.
Yeah. Alright.
Hey man, you got watch.
So
Hit him with that moonbeam right in the face.
He probably would have been wide awake. I would
Collins knows what I'm talking about.
do you attempt to go straight to sleep after your watch?
Do I attempt to go straight to sleep? I mean, if Torben looks like he wants to chat, we could chat, but he did kind of tell me to fuck
He
off,
does not.
so-
He strictly told you. I just didn't
Yeah,
know
so
if you were going to spend some time meditating, what you were going to do.
no, I mean, he might have been like being like reflective during his watch, but he's pretty beat as well, so he'll probably just go to the bed he buys.
Okay. Well, you go to bed. Lie down, close your eyes. It doesn't feel time is passing. Your mind is restless. The events of the past few days. And in frustration, you open them to find that you are no longer in your head. You are surrounded by an endless expanse of blackness. There is no up, there is no down, there is no left, there is no right. You are standing completely in. And as your eyes adjust to this new space, you look around and see faint outlines of chains stretching every which way off it. And amongst those chains, silken golden gossamer threads floating, seemingly at random. Some seem to alight and glow brighter than others before dulling again, and they seem to go that while. And you continue turning in place, trying to orient yourself in this strange space, till finally you turn and are confronted with a massive, featureless white mask. Disregards you silently.
Shade will look up at the mask and just staring into the middle of it, not like trying not to focus too intently on any specific spot. Just kind of goes, I didn't expect to... Where am I?
The mask regards you emotionlessly for a moment before a voice seems to come from everywhere at once, but also the voice itself blossoms inside your head. You exist in a twisted state still. Conflicted. Past, present, future. You've taken up my mantle. Proved yourself to be a worthy asset. The path you walk will be difficult. But I see that you trudge it with purpose. You have done so in my... Speak, champ, that we now make our oaths. For the purposes of this,
Yeah.
you guys have hit level 3. It is time to choose your oath of devotion.
Oh man, so
If you need time to think about it, that's perfectly
No.
fine. Okay.
no, I don't need time to think about it. Just,
I know what I want to do.
So Shade will kneel down. Will like take a knee in front of the mask.
Which you look down to the ground as you settle. As you look back up, the mask is gone, and there is now a humanoid figure, slender, dressed in flowing silken robes of black, long dark hair cascading down around that same white mask, though now it is proportional to the body upon which it is fixed. As Matron of Ravens standing.
He will look at her and go, You know what they took from me. And what they did to me. And he puts his fist on his chest in that hole where the missing section of his tabard. And he will look up at her and he will go, I will be the shatterer of chains.
And as you say that, you look around, and the chains amidst all the gossamer threads begin to rust and decay, and there is a loud cacophony of shattering as the links bend and break and scatter as this figure looks down at you.
And at that will unsheath my sword and go, and I will stamp out all of their black vile from this land. As I take my oath of vengeance.
Right. So as you speak the words, the figure reaches a hand out to you as if beckoning you to stand.
I will do so.
And as you do, she seems to grow now to where she is now towering over you. Not like a giant, but just to the point where she now looks down on you. And you watch as a slender-fingered hand comes up to that mask. You see a pale, feminine face, dark eyes, ruby red lips set, and a melancholy expression as she regards you. Your wounds run scarred and marked your soul. As an instrument of fate, you will see to it no one suffers as you did. You will break chains and much more, champion. This world is full of darkness waiting to be rooted out. You now have my blessing as I send you in front. And she reaches down and cups your chin, bring your face up to hers as she gently kisses your forehead. And you wake up, sweating in your bunk.
Oh. Look over and I get.
Anybody else get the God dream?
Looking around for a second.
Dreams last night, huh?
He'll look around and look for a second. I guess he probably sees Torben taking his watch, and since nobody else is like, he kind of would expect, like, if Vessel got the God dream, Vessel would be like awake screaming.
Right. You do notice as you're looking around your tent in the low light with your dark vision, your eyes pass over your sword up against the long sword you took, leaned up against the tent wall, and the normal cruciform hilt is now that of the visage of a raven.
Fucking Excalibur, bro, but like the Raven Queen version of it.
I reach out and I take the sword and I unsheath it and look at it.
Where once there was a shoddily kept blade of a charlatan, a slaver, and a bandit, there is now a pristine mirrored edge of a perfect weapon. It is not magical by any means, but you can feel the touch of your goddess in the steel. It is now the symbol of your oath.
Yes. Sheaths the sword back and just kind of closes his eyes and just goes, "Yep, that was real." Just quietly goes back to sleep, trying not to wake Dimple.
Dimple, make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Just because you're sleeping so
Disadvantage.
hard.
Perception. Hey, that's not bad.
So you're trying to be quiet during all of this?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a stealth.
At least it's not with disadvantage. I don't have my armor on.
Yeah.
Can't sleep in that. Let's see. Haha. Wow. What is with me
You
today?
were so quiet.
All right. Your dream and your experience tonight remains your own. Right. And
Dang it, of all the times to be quiet.
I know, right?
Couldn't have been whenever we were, sneaking past the trees.
You bumped into me.
You know, if tonight was a point buy and we got 100 points to roll, I think Cody got 80 of them. Everybody
Hey,
else
I'm just
was
happy
rolling.
I was actually
shit.
able to attack with the fucking griffin this time. It didn't die without getting to at least hit one of you.
Yeah, I don't know what's with my natural 20s today, but I guess it's making up for like the 9 times I missed last time we played.
Oh, dude.
I'm pretty sure you got like 2 natural 20s last time.
I honestly,
The
you're probably
first
right.
session was the one where you were missing everything, and also just getting hit by everything.
I was butt naked getting beat.
I had a stick.
You did decapitate.
All right. Morning comes. Finds you all in varying states of awareness and temperament. Some of you are a little worse off than the others. Indy, it doesn't give you any like mechanical status effect, anything like that, but you feel like shit from sleeping off that poison. I don't know if Indy is prone to drinking to the point of getting hangovers, but you've heard about hangovers in taverns before. This is probably what one of those feels like.
I just sit up. I'm kind of just holding my head. And I look around to see if anybody else is awake.
Say, Torben and his family would probably be up. There would probably be a small cast iron over the fire, coffee ready. He's also probably prepping some sausages, some to fry once the coffee. So he's getting set up to feed everybody.
I walk over to him and I'm like, "Good morning."
You look like shite.
I think I have one of those overhangs.
Hangover.
Oh,
Aye, me too.
I've never drank before, but if this is what it feels like, I'll never drink ever.
It grows on you. Sometimes the hangover's worth it.
And I just kind of sit down next, a comfortable distance away from him, and just kind of look at the fire.
Okay. Pasha probably joins in about the next 10 minutes, and whenever the rest of you would make your way to the cook fire, start your day.
Jay just quietly dons his armor and puts that sword on his back.
No one else had god dreams, right?
Nope.
Okay.
And he comes out of the tent and just sits down near the cook fire, just quiet as he normally is.
I look over at Shed and go, "Did you? I hope you slept better than I did."
What?
What?
just vessels rolling up his bedroll. Just how about them dreams last night?
I go, are you all right?
Apparently, according to Torben, I have the equivalent of what is called a hangover.
Mr. DM,
Mhm.
could I examine him and determine that he is in this rough state because of the poison that he had been subjected to?
I'd say it's probably a fair assumption. I wouldn't make you roll for it.
So you can expend 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize the poison. Could I expend 5 points of lay on hands to alleviate the effects of what he's going through right now?
Sure. So you
Why
reach
not?
out, and your palm comes down on the top of little Indy's head as he, hey. And the headache and the muscle ache is now gone.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that hurt so much.
You got one of those for me?
I look and I go, is yours from drinking?
Oh.
Gonna walk up, like putting my bag on and stuff. Go, you're a lot nicer than I am. I was going to tell him to drink coffee.
I'm
Just
drinking coffee.
Look at Torben, I should probably save it for, emergencies.
Aye, alright, you should.
Did Dimple wake up?
No, she's
Still
out.
sleeping.
So we'd say probably about another hour and a half.
She didn't sleep for like 3 days.
I know, right?
In what state does Dimple appear once she wakes?
I'm trying to think of the perfect visual. She definitely has, like, sleep lines, right?
Right.
One of her hands is probably numb.
Arm just hanging limp at her side as she...
Yes. Her hair, like her bangs are like sticking straight up. And she has dry drool all down like her chin and like her cheek.
Trying with that fairy glamour. So you all see this slowly approaching the campfire like the laziest and most tired of mosquitoes. Listen, if he's not gonna say it, I'll say it. You look like shite.
Well, you don't look so great either.
I know. I've been in the woods for 3 days.
What do you mean? And she kind of like touches her hair. Tries to like flatten it a little.
He pulls out like a small, like a pocket mirror. I think you're gonna need some time, dear.
Is it shiny?
Yes, it does catch the light particularly well.
It is a mirror.
Sticks it to the side.
Yeah, that's exactly what she does. She just goes,
for her, it's like
wow,
a full
that's so
standing mirror.
nice. And she just takes it and clamps it closed.
Hey, you seen that one coming?
Jade. Look what I found.
she found. As Torben is literally just 5 feet away, just glaring. It's fine, keep it. Don't give a cap. A soggy fact. As he starts guzzling more coffee.
Thomas gave it to me.
Torben!
That's what I said.
I can't. I can't. Thomas. Shay just opens up his backpack. Just, put it in there.
Can you do it for me? I'm tired.
He just picks it up. Yeah, I got it. Puts it in there, and when she's not looking, he gives Torben 5 gold, which is the price of a mirror.
Can you give me my hairbrush? And that little spray bottle. I'm just kidding.
Just hands her, like from his backpack, he pulls out a pixie-sized backpack that she has, but does not wear.
Torben is now enraptured.
And sets it down next to her.
He's like staring with like a bite of like sausage just halfway to his mouth. Just
I didn't realize we were Russian nesting doll backpacks here.
it's only efficient. Indy.
Yes.
Pasha sits down next to you.
Change this paint.
Is here a squish?
No, he looks at you, Indy. It can be very difficult. This world much smaller than everything else. I'm glad that you're okay.
I'm glad that you're okay too. I mean, I had my doubts. You've seemed to evade almost every combat we were in.
Fighting is scary. Pasha not like to fight.
I know fighting is scary.
Last time Pasha did fighting, shop burned down. Pasha on fire.
I thank you so much for staying behind to make sure we could escape.
Well, Pasha, once we reach town, Pasha will be going on way. Pasha needs to find place to set up shop, start earning money, getting back to what Pasha do. However, and he digs around in that little satchel, and he produces a small, blue and black swirled stone. Just about palm-sized, very smooth and polished, and he puts it in your hand. This is called Aegis Stone. Once a day, this stone will protect you if something tries to attack you. I know you have strong people around you, but he's not always reliable. Sometimes big people do the fighting, they get distracted, little people, they get taken by a thing off in the woods. However, once a day, mechanically, you can add this to your inventory. Once a day, you can activate the stone to cast the shield spell.
Good spell.
Just like to imagine in the background while they're talking, you just see Dimple sitting on Shade's knee as Shade is just brushing her hair with a tiny hairbrush.
Yeah. And then I dreamed about gumdrops.
Just a scary, pale, solid, black-eyed paladin brushing Spixie's hair.
Right, and she's just like, I never slept so good. And Shade's like, I didn't sleep.
I'm glad one of us was able to sleep last night.
Pasha does not have much left. Really, that was the last Pasha's scroll parchment. But it is okay. Went to good cause. And Pasha can always make another Aegis stone. But perhaps it keep you safe. future.
I don't
Perhaps
know.
you buy another when you come to Pasha's new shop.
I tell you what, Pasha. When you open up your new shop, however you can, send me a message and I will head that way.
Pasha is not sure where, but Pasha will find it. May take some time. Real estate market. Fuck.
Interest rates all-time high.
We in
Bubble
recession.
Stronger than ever.
Just one day, 5 levels down the road, in the middle of the night, you're just gonna hear, "Today's the day."
Yo-ho, big summer blowout.
I'm gonna hold out my hand, to offer a handshake to Pasha.
Oh yeah, he'll shake it. You have talent. Pasha like this. Pasha like to see young talent nurtured. So, keep doing what you do. However, maybe try not get grabbed by a big scary thing all the time, huh?
I'm gonna try not to. That was hopefully the only time.
This is good. This is good. It's bad policy. Kind of like standing and burning building. Pasha did it. Would not recommend.
I'm gonna stand up, smiling. I'm gonna head over to Shade and Dimple.
Okay.
Dimple, I want to apologize.
What? Why?
In trying to survive in that cave, I had to use my abilities to make other coins do other things, and in that, I had to remove the shininess of your coin. So
She kind of like blinks at him in confusion.
if you'll hand me, I look over at Shade. I said, if you'll hand me another gold coin real quick.
It'll just like do like a. They go, "What coin?"
Just
He made me a shiny coin. So hold on. It's not. It doesn't say that way.
yeah, it stays that way indefinitely.
Well,
Unless-
clearly not.
Well, if I make too many, then the oldest one I made, the power fades from it, so I can harness it and use it in the next item.
So it'll happen again.
If I get in a tight enough spot again, yeah. But
It's kind
I
of
can
a vicious cycle.
But I can always redo it. And we
I
made a deal.
mean, just give me something else.
It just as Shade is brushing, he just mutters, "Should have just kept it to yourself."
Hold on. She like puts her tiny hand on her chest and she just says, "I'm an understanding person, okay? I'll give you some time. You've been through a lot."
I'm gonna snap my fingers and go, I got it. Where's your bow?
What do you want with my bow?
I promise it'll be worth it.
Is it gonna be another one of them things with you do too many and it stops?
Not this time.
All right. Gives it to him.
I grab her insanely tiny bow. And
Don't you break it.
I grab out and I hold the very tip of my dagger and carve an insanely tiny sigil on it. and I hand it back to her. And I go, now your bow will never run out of ammo.
What?
I have infused her bow with repeating shot. And
Yeah, I
what
was like,
repeating?
what?
You what?
Yeah. What repeating shot does, and this is mechanically, this magical weapon gets a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it when it's used to make a ranged attack. It ignores a loading property if it has it. If you load no ammunition in the weapon, it produces its own automatically, creating a piece of magic ammunition when you make a ranged attack with it.
Oh my god, it's literally...
You're muted.
It's literally a magic bow. Like as you pull the string back, the arrow's gonna appear.
Artificers are cool.
Fuck, that's cool.
Yeah,
The
that's
ammunition-
I was over there just petting
When he-
Tyrion, and then you
Hold
hold that
on.
and he threw Tyrion. I was like, excuse me!
When he gives
Throw him,
it
he's
back and
still
he
here.
says that, she takes it
Fucking shoots
and
him
she
with it.
goes, let's test it out.
The ammunition created by the weapon vanishes the instant after it hits or misses a target. That is the last piece of it. And here I'll do this. That way you can copy and paste it.
So you can do that at level 3?
I can do that at level 2.
And it's forever.
It's so
I don't love your silence.
Your silence speaks volumes.
let me just yeah, the infusion remains in an item indefinitely, but if I die, the infusion vanishes after a number of days equal to my intelligence modifier, which is 2 as of right now. And the only thing I can't do is replace my knowledge of that infusion. So as long as I know how to make a repeating shot weapon, you will always have a repeating shot bow.
Just sell them.
So this magic weapon grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. So does that make it a +1 weapon?
Sure does.
With no loading
Oh my
property and
God.
magic ammo.
So
We now have a
basically,
tiny opal on our hands.
he only has... So,
You're muted.
Yeah.
so
Basically, he only has so many infusions, and so he used one of them on your bow, and he can't. I don't think he can use that again.
No, I can't use the same infusion twice, and I can't infuse one item with 2 infusions.
So
So
basically,
basically, he said,
Essentially, you would have to put that on another thing to be able to use it again, which would make it mundane.
Yeah.
he basically said, I'm
I'm
going to spend this really special cool thing I can do like one time
to make your bow bitchin'.
Well, all right then.
I get to know
She
so
shoots.
many.
She
like
definitely
it.
shoots him with it, though.
You're gonna shoot him with it?
Yes, she has to test it
Make
out
an attack
naturally.
Oh my gosh, on that 20 and
The
fuck.
Audacity.
I haven't even. Hold on,
Fucking
hold on.
killed him.
Before you make that attack roll, can I roll my next hit die to fucking see how much max health I have now?
No, you better get sneak attacked.
I don't think so. I don't think she has anything that would give her sneak attack.
I mean,
Surprise
oh my God.
advantage. Hey, you got 3 more health.
Yay me.
Yay!
Sorry, buddy.
Does a 16 hit you?
No,
Really?
I have an AC of 16.
It does hit you
Yeah,
then.
it
Oh,
Beats it,
damn.
beats it.
Damn it.
8 damage.
Good
So-
God.
Oh, 9!
Oh,
9 damage.
I almost
Is it
called
the
you
+1?
Opal, because that's exactly what
yeah,
you're turning
that
into,
would've been a
goddammit.
17 right there too.
So
to
Dimple,
hit.
you line it up, the glowing shaft of light appearing between your fingers as you pull it back and release. And for a minute, Indy, you think she missed. You're like,
It's like a needle in the
I
shin.
don't- How? You look down just as the shaft of light vanishes from the front of your armor with a neat little puncture hole.
I regret every decision I've made. Up
And
until
she
this
just
point.
goes, "That's amazing! I'm so glad that I convinced them to save you."
Vessel is gonna be just like jaw on the floor. I'm never giving her anything.
I'm gonna fall to the ground and just be like, I'm glad you like it. As I'm holding the wound closed, so I'm not bleeding out.
Start trying to triage fucking poor Indy here.
Right?
Just run
Just like,
over a
thanks
medicine
for the
check.
present, shoots him in the fucking aorta.
Shit, did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, easy enough. You get a bandage slapped over it with a dirty look at Dimple. It's like, we just got him back.
Just
What a
took over
keeper.
my
I
health.
like him.
You should start rolling more hit die to get your health back.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 2 hit die, and try to get my health back here.
Imagine starting the morning with rolling most of your hit dice.
Hey!
Due to a friendly fire incident.
That's all of the bad thing.
I wouldn't even call that friendly fire. That friendly fire implies you do it on accident.
Fair.
Luckily, I only had to do that. I should have used that damn stone.
She wasn't wanting to come get you.
You could have used your new toy. You didn't.
All right. Is there anything anyone else has?
I'm just gonna be fucking putting it back together. Just trying to stop this
Alright.
bleeding and be like, did we learn our lesson?
So you get indie bandage. You break camp.
Can I roll my new hit
Yeah.
die really quick? For my health.
Yeah, everybody can go ahead and roll their new health.
Yay!
Because I think we're about to wrap up. It's almost 11:30.
I'm afraid to.
If for wizards, a d6 plus 2.
Right, this is for the health marbles. Oh my god, I rolled max.
Hey!
I cannot stand you. You have rolled max on every damn thing tonight.
I rolled the worst.
Oh my
stats-
god.
I rolled the worst stats of the game.
I'm up to 20 health. Let's go.
Must be nice. I rolled low on my hit dice and got shot by a fucking bug.
That's
That
you.
I-
That's you. You gave it to her.
You guys.
I have a health of 34 now.
I got
hell
20.
yeah.
I've got 16.
So
You got
You break
16
camp.
total?
you
Yeah.
gather
Get fucked, I'm stronger
yourselves
than you.
feeling fresh invigoration, leaving the Parchwood behind you
I got more
as you set out for the open, dividing plains of Tal'Dorei, and whatever might await you in the cursed fields, if that is indeed your next destination. That is where we will pick up next time. Welcome to level 3. Good job on surviving the Parchwood.
XP to level 3.
I'm fucking
Boo.
Iron Man.
Boo.
So I do have a question. With leveling up,
Mm-hmm.
my specialist gives me 2 spells. Are those always prepared and don't count against my prepared spells?
Well, let's just take a look here.
You always have certain spells. Yeah, never mind.
Wizard spellers.
Well, if you'd have just kept reading.
Yeah, if
know
I knew
you're
how to,
averse-
if I knew how
I know
to
you're
read,
averse to it, but
Read. Yeah, good shit.
like that
guys.
magical no spell?
Survived the first little arc of our journey here.
I am
I know.
now immune to disease.
Fuck yeah.
I have magic missile.
You mean you have your repulsor ray?
No,
'Cause
those
you're
are,
Iron
those are
Man.
his swarm missiles.
Oh, Wither and Bloom. Oh, I could get Wither
Well,
and Bloom.
we
Let's
have
go.
a
Wither
new
and Bloom.
navigator, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it you?
Yes. I am choosing Scout.
Really?
Yes.
Okay then.
Actually,
So, like, thief, the word sounds correct. But, like, what you actually get as
Class
thief
options,
doesn't really
yeah.
mesh with what I feel like Dimple is.
Oh man, just reading like the first thing you get at level 3 of being a scout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm just reading. I'm literally as I'm reading, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I see why you picked it.
I'll say
Yeah, that's
I
good.
was
That's some good
interested
stuff.
to see that psychic thing, but this is Dimple, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to, like, go for OP. Like, I just kind of wanted to be like,
You wanted to play it off the character.
yes. And I feel like she's
That's
quick,
okay.
you know. Once we hit 9th level, I will be asking if that can apply to my fly speed.
We will figure it out.
Yes, that's why I said once we hit 9th level. Like, that's...
so I can
Okay.
now just make tools,
Yep. You have right tool for the job.
and I have proficiency with heavy armor and smithing tools now.
Vessel gets 2nd level spells.
I got Withering Bloom! I can heal us in combat a little bit if you're surrounded by people I want to kill.
Can I have steady aim?
With Thunderwave, since it's a range of self, but it's also a 15-foot cube, would that count as a melee or a ranged attack?
Let me think on that.
Because that's a weird one for me.
I can have 6 spells.
What do you think, Cody? So steady aim. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll in the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use this bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the current turn. So you can only use it if you haven't moved, and if you use it, you can. That's the trade-off. And it's only on your next attack.
Is this
Not
like
all
something that
attack
was? Is this like something that was added in from like Tasha's or something like that?
I think it's an optional rogue feature.
Man, I'll tell you right now, I have let every optional feature that has come across a class in the previous campaign in Illyria, like I just fucking let everybody roll with it because it's like she can't move like that.
Yeah,
so that
what I'm
would allow
asking
her to
is-
well, like that would allow her to steady up, but it also would like negate.
Her fly speed and everything else.
Yeah, like she would have to stay. So I mean, and it's her
Yeah.
bonus action.
Okay.
You know, like cunning action is also bonus action. So like it's definitely not free. It does take away some stuff that she can do by taking
Then-
steady aim.
Go ahead, Dimple.
Thank you.
Let it rip, dude. Freaking Collins rolled a 3 on his health, so there's balance there. Poor
God, not only
Collins.
that, he did everything he could to get eaten in that cave.
I was
Literally-
trying everything.
You have the
to do.
survivability of a ladderback turtle.
What did you think I was gonna do?
I thought you were gonna offer it food.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Could have picked up a bone and be like, "Whoo."
You could have literally
Okay.
been like, "Oh, I have a jar of fucking pickles."
Hey, I will die before those pickles go away.
He's gonna sacrifice.
You have to kill me
almost
for it
did.
as
You
he's
think
holding a
he's gonna
half-eaten lemon.
sacrifice his pickles to
You
live?
almost fucking did. Had they been a little, had things taken them just a little bit longer, that thing would have gotten a round of combat with you before they got there.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna throw that coin, and if somebody didn't show up after that, I was throwing a firebolt next.
So like every little bit that slowed them down, like after a certain point, once it really zeroed in on you, was gonna add another round of combat that you had to survive with it one-on-one. You got fucking lucky, even though your rolls were all dick. But I hope that was fun for you guys. That's my first time attempting like an intercut narrative like that.
I had a blast. Boy, was I shit myself. You were like, and back to them.
I kept imagining to just cut back to Indy and just like all you would narrate was like the sound of like, you know, just of creatures sucking on bones
Yeah.
because he eaten finally.
Because that was the whole point of that. I thought it would be a really cool way to try and keep a consistent tension throughout the session while giving it, well, even though you guys are separated, giving each of you still making it feel like, you know, you were still in play. It wasn't just Indy disappeared. We don't get to see him for a while until you guys catch up, kind of. So I hope it translated well.
I need to move this up here. Oh, I was gonna ask you because I tried real quick to find the Aegis Stone.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
So the Aegis Stone is not an official 5e item. That is
That's
a
what I thought.
I
You said once per day. Is that it recharges with a long rest?
Yeah, once per day.
I have access to Hellish Rebuke now.
I love it. It's like Vessel comes out of his tent. Shade looks very reflective, much more than usual. And like Indy gives Dimple a gun.
Here,
Basically.
do a crime.
Yeah, Baze gave her
And-
straight up just a magical bow, and her opening move was just shoot him. It's so great.
Well, what else is she supposed to do?
immediately began treating his wound.
I'm assuming I
Hope you
can
guys had
cast
fun, even though
shield.
there were so many weird moving parts to that. That was a lot.
I
of
thought it
fun.
was great. It was like an intense episode of a show.
It helped that we kind of were like goofing up a little bit, like around the trees and stuff, like bumping
Yeah.
into each other. We fell.
Oh, as soon as I
as soon as we
mentioned that,
started
I was
climbing,
like,
we fell off.
as soon as the trees came up, I knew you were immediately gonna be like, no, fuck this.
In Indy's head, he's just like, I know my friends are coming for me. We're falling off that fucking cliff. Son of a bitch!
I know my friends are coming for you. We could just leave him. I mean, what has he to us?
What has he done for me?
Gave you a gun now.
He gave you a coin. I mean, what has he done for me lately?
Now she's got a reason to
Right,
keep.
like I'm
to wanna
talking
keep him
last
alive.
like 2-3 business days.
Business days.
So I went ahead and I took a Wither and Bloom and a Misty Step for my spells.
Yeah, Collins, the look on your face every time I was like, and we're gonna cut back to the other group now.
I was just upset.
You're just so easy to creep out, and I love
Like
it. And that was so much fun for me.
It wasn't an upset. Like I was like, he's doing a terrible job. He needs to finish up with me. But I'm just like, oh.
No, it was the tension making you cack your pants.
Am I gonna die?
Like, do I need to roll a new
your
character?
face when you
or-
realized that you were not alone in the cave. Your face and Cody's face, honestly, were the best. Bronson just started laughing.
The entire time.
I was
I-
laughing because like I would see Cody and Collins were just like
The best part about all this, we talked about it last session, that if I found a kid, and then when I got in that cave, and you said it blinked, all memory of this thing possibly having a fucking child just went out my brain. And I was like, I don't know what this is.
I thought it was gonna be those like
I'm getting off. I'm very tired. Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
Cassie.
I thought it was gonna be that thing. I don't remember what they were called, but it was in Baldur's Gate 3 when you jump in that well at the town, and there was the spiders, and that spider matriarch was in there. Those things that walked on 2 feet.
Oh, the phase spiders?
No.
Oh, the Ettercaps.
No, he's talking about the
Ettercaps. I thought it was an Ettercap.
Dude, I have used Ettercaps before, and I scared the shit out of Patty.
I 100%
Ettercaps
thought it
are
was gonna be
fucking
Ettercap.
nasty, dude.
I'm gonna be using that one a lot.
They keep giant spiders as pets. They live in giant web-festooned areas, and they
Alright, I'm
use
gonna get off here,
web
guys.
garrets.
Hi, Cody. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording.
Later, guys.
Later.
Later.